I'll buy any deal where the numbers work, or I'll buy any good deal, are often things that people say when they don't have a buy box. So if you're just getting started, it's really tempting to want to say yes to every deal where the numbers work or that look good or are somewhere generally in the vicinity of where you think you might want to invest. And the reason is because we're scared. We're scared that we won't get good deals, that another deal won't come, that we're supposed to be making offers. And so, how are we supposed to do this? But this is a common trap. Because the truth is, your buy box isn't about missing opportunities, it is about clarity. And without it, you will miss opportunities, make inconsistent decisions, and waste a lot of time. By the way, my name is Sabrina, and I am failing forward in real estate to build a more durable life. And to be honest, I've bought houses without a buy box, and I've paid the consequences. So in this video, I'll walk through exactly what a buy box is and the two biggest mistakes I see and have made, and the framework that I'm using to finally stick to my buy box. So first, what is a buy box? A buy box is simply a set of criteria that defines the exact kind of deal that you want to buy. So it includes things like the location, bedroom count, property type, price range, whatever matters for your strategy. And so this is really important, actually less because of the criteria themselves, but because of the research and the work that you need to do to be able to put that together in the first place. Because you not only need to know what it is that you're trying to buy, but also what your strategy is, right? Because midterm rentals are different from Airbnbs. Flipping is different from doing co-living. And so the buy box is not just that set of criteria, but by putting it together, you're gonna have an increased knowledge of your area, the property types, and the strategy that you choose to use. And having this clarity, this very well-defined buy box is really what separates serious investors from dabblers. So this idea of the buy box seems pretty simple, right? Know where you're gonna buy, what you're gonna buy, and what you're gonna do with what you buy, right? But people consistently make two mistakes when it comes to their buy box. And mistake number one, not having a buy box. So as I mentioned, many beginners will look at any deal that crosses their path. It's like this idea, that we don't want to miss out. We're afraid that these deals will not come along. But imagine that you're trying to shop for a car. But you say, just show me any car. Make, model, price range, none of that matters. I want to see all the cars. That sounds ridiculous. If your friend said that they wanted to buy a car and they couldn't tell you anything about the kind of car that they want to drive, you would not be able to help them. And so this is really important because knowing your buy box allows you to be strategic instead of reactive. And also, you can't really build a pipeline because other people don't know how to help you. With a buy box, you can tell that to yourself. You can tell it to agents. You can tell it to wholesalers, other people in your network who can help you. So you certainly want to have a buy box. So you might be asking yourself, okay, well, Sabrina, I understand that I need a buy box, but how do I go about building one or figuring that out? I'm glad you asked. So what I'm going to share is actually a tool that I built that I'm linking in the description of this video because this was a really important unlock for me to really understand what a buy box is and how to build one. And so what I did was I shifted from, instead of seeing a buy box as just a set of criteria, I started to think of the buy box as a clear statement, a sentence that I could actually just say out loud. So, for example, my buy box might be I buy single family houses in Fayetteville, North Carolina under $150,000 that need light to medium rehab. And so, having that sentence I can tell it to myself, I can tell it to an agent, I can tell it to a wholesaler, I can tell it to other people in my network, to really be able to get that written out. Was really helpful for me. And so, like I said, I built a tool where you can put in each of those criteria, and it'll build this kind of statement, this sentence for you that you can then edit and update and make changes to, so that you too can have this very clear written statement, a buy box statement that you can, like I said, reinforce with yourself and share with others. And so having this written down is really powerful, because your buy box gives you the freedom and the confidence to say no. If it doesn't match this sentence, if it doesn't fit these criteria in this statement that I've set out, then it's not for me. At least not right now. At least not where my focus is right now. And when you get clear, others get clear, and that's how you can actually start building a pipeline of deals that you're interested in, instead of chasing everything, spending lots of time analyzing areas you've never heard of, and doing all the things and spending all the time and having all the angst. And I say this because that was exactly where I started, looking at any deal that came through a random wholesaler email or text list. I was running down the rabbit hole to look at. But it wasn't until I got the discipline of the buy box that I'm just now starting to be able to have the confidence and the clarity to say, no, this is not the deal that is for me. This is not the area. This is not the type. And so that is saving me a lot of overwhelm and a lot of anxiety. And so you might be thinking to yourself, all right, well, a buy box seems pretty straightforward. You know where you want to buy, you know what you want to buy, and you know what you want to do with what you buy. But that leads me to common mistake number 2, and that is not sticking to your buy box. So even once you've written it down, once you have your statement, you've done the work and the research and everything to build your buy box, it's really easy to get tempted and distracted by anything shiny that comes up. So let's say that your buy box, like I said in the example, is for single family homes under $150K. But then you see a $230,000 duplex that might cash flow. And suddenly you're stretching your numbers, you're overanalyzing, you're like, all right, well, maybe the rehab won't be as much as I think. And so it is in this other area that is a little less desirable for rent, but you see what I'm doing? You see that rationalizing? This is exactly what I did just a couple of weeks ago. I ran all the way out to the property, got all anxious, was trying to figure it out. It was outside of the location, outside of the property type, outside of the kind of client avatar that I had created while I was building my buy box. And here I was chasing this deal, spending all of this time, when what I should have said when the deal came to me was no. It's just outside of my criteria. Because every time you bend your buy box, you erode your confidence. Deals outside of your buy box are good for someone, but they're not good for you right now. And I get it. The space in between deals, or the space in between developing your buy box and getting that first deal, feels so long. The silence is deafening. And in that silence brings up all of those fears of scarcity, and there's no deals, and I'll never do this, and I have to look at everything. And so instead of changing and altering and contorting yourself, running after all these deals that frankly you probably don't even want, what I suggest instead is that you verify your buy box. Now that you've got your sentence, actually share it. Share it with agents, share it with property managers. Verify what you've the research that you've done to build your buy box with the people who are closest to it, with those experts on the ground. And only if you have a really compelling reason from that kind of outside information to change your buy box, then you change it. If not, if your rental estimate range looks pretty good, a good deal in this area could reasonably be in this price range, the type of property that you're looking for is readily available in the area that you're looking at, then don't change it. Simply have confidence in the work that you have done, and you will be able to clearly, when deals come across, be able to make yes and no decisions. And so that is the real work of the buy box. It is not about limiting yourself. It is about getting focused enough so that you can move faster and with more confidence. And the truth is, the better you are at saying no, the easier it is to recognize when that right yes comes your way. So take a few minutes, download the buy box statement document that I've got linked in the description, and share your buy box in the comments. We can help to edit them or see where everyone is. Commit to the work of building that buy box, and then have confidence in the hard work that you've put into it